Hey folks, it's Maxie back with another TEW2020 video. You join us into the latest chapter as we enter the tail end of 2024. I think this would be year 4 of the save, which is quite extreme for myself. We actually get through quite a lot. But looking forward to this one. I've had my usual kind of 3 weeks away for the game after we get to that kind of season finale, and I'm ready to rock on with the future plans. Ironically, booking the show one day after the real life Double or Nothing, so it's quite interesting how some things that happen here, and obviously what's happened with AEW in real life. True to tradition, we'll stick with being in Powerhouse Stadium, so we could have probably got another 30,000 in attendance, but it is Grand Slam. I do want to try and keep it there, and it's going to be very tricky to beat last year's 98, but we'll see what we can do. So we're kicking off with a few new storylines. It's tricky as well because we do the Dynamite Anniversary Special right after this, so there isn't even like TV to book in between. I kind of treat this like a TV show, but we still have like pay-per-view quality matches. We'll see what card we can put forward for that Anniversary Special, because that's on the Wednesday and hosted at the same time as the actual Dynamite. I just do both shows that day, so it kind of doesn't affect it too much, and I want it to feel like a big deal rather than just, oh, it's Dynamite. I want it to be a Dynamite special. So I hope you enjoy what we've got here. It's just a 3-hour show, so we don't have as much as usual, but it still has quality, and you'll have a rough idea of some of the things and the direction we're going in year 4 of the save. So, without further ado, here is AEW Grand Slam from Powerhouse Stadium in 2024. So, as you would expect, easily sell at Powerhouse Stadium because of how we are. The industry and the economy are at 0% and 3%, so we're at the lowest we could ever be. So it will be really intriguing to see when the industry, if it does have a massive boom, same with the economy in the next year, what kind of attendances we can achieve, and if it will make a boost to the ratings. But you can see, no big deal, just John Cena and CM Punk in the ring. But we just have CM Punk moaning, saying, you know, he's ready to kick on here in AEW. He has never been the champion here in AEW, and he maybe should start putting his sights on that. He wants to face the best, beat the best, because he is, in his opinion, still the best in the world. A former foe comes out in the form of John Cena, and John Cena says, we want to beat the best. I want to show you still got it. I want to show I've still got it. We fought many times around the world for our previous employers, but we've never fought here in AEW. Let's just say the Dynamite Special, CM Punk, John Cena, one-on-one, one more time. So it's going to happen, and we are going to see CM Punk versus John Cena this coming Wednesday. What a match that could be. Both are going to be in a bit of an industry decline, or a medical decline, so really intrigued to see how that goes down. So yeah, 100 rating there. There's a cheap 100 rating, and hopefully we can kick on from there. So buzzing with that. Next up, we've got more people talking the talk, but it is the IWGP United States Champion Andrade El Idolo, who says he's had many decent opponents so far, but he really wants competition, and he really wants to have a good match that, you know, the people of New Japan will be proud of. Step forward, a former IWGP World Champion and the Heavyweight Champion in the form of AJ Styles, and he says he'd quite like to add that to his many accolades, so he accepts the matchup. 81 for the segment, AJ performing poorly, not as over as we'd quite like. That matchup takes place with great heat and good wrestling as Andrade El Idolo defeats AJ Styles in 14:08 with a Brilliante driver, giving Andrade his 5th defence of the IWGP US Championship. 82 overall, AJ can tell isn't over and the decline is happening, with 60, Andrade with a fantastic 90, and that's him off his game. We take a wee look here, you can see there. Stamina decline. AJ's not as phenomenal anymore. Then at the promo, set up another matchup for the upcoming Anniversary Special, and after being involved in a 6-man tag on Rampage last night, Sami Zayn and Kevin Steen back together as friends, and they said, you know what, we feel like we are worthy of becoming the AEW Tag Team Champions, and we'd like to face FTR, and we've had it confirmed by TK2020 that we'll see that match on Wednesday night. So a 70 rated promo for Zayn and Steen versus FTR. Next matchup was actually a wee bit underwhelming. I thought that would have done a lot better, but for the TNT Championship we had two former friends and foes at times, Prince Devitt and Pac, and they put on a great wrestling match with good heat, with Pac defeating Prince Devitt in 1742 with a brutalizer, giving him his fourth defence of the TNT Championship. A 79 for this one. Please don't tell me Devitt's getting decline. No! All my favourites are getting old. Next up, we have a little video backstage. Obviously, we know that Walter and Danielson kind of went their separate ways for the Danielson Fight Dojo, and Walter's assembled his stable, Ring Camp. Changed the spelling of it so it's not too copying. But of course, the foursome of Walter, Axel Barthel, Timothy Thatcher and Drew Gulak. But both have had history and run-ins with the Hardys lately. And Brian says, you know, me and Daniel Garcia, I'm trying to teach the kid how to be the best they can be. We had a little bit of a coming together with the Hardys. I see you've got a coming together with the Hardys. So let's just hope that, you know, we don't cross paths. You know, I respect what you do, I respect you, but just don't get involved in each other's business. We then had a tag match, which basically was the result of another action on Rampage. Drew Galloway has been putting over Calvin Tankman thanks to a promise. But after the matchup, he was getting beat down 2-on-1 by Team Taz, him and Powerhouse Hobbs. But Jon Moxley made the save. He was sick and tired of just seeing somebody getting beat up, so he decided to jump in, hence the tag match. But they had great heat and good wrestling. Drew Galloway and Jon Moxley defeat Team Taz in 15:53 when Moxley pinned Calvin Tankman with the Death Rider. 4 good performances there, and that gives us an 80 rated matchup. But the night is not over for Jon Moxley, because after the match he is assaulted by the debuting Sami Callihan alongside Joe Gacy. I'm not a massive follower of the Indies historically, so apologies if it's wrong, but I would believe that as a Switchblade Conspiracy reunion, and they've taken out their former friend and ally Jon Moxley and they beat him down to the mat. Callahan debuts a loose cannon gimmick, which had the initial rating of adequate, and this segment was a 72 rated one, with Moxley coming out looking excellent. The actual initial plans was to go with a trio here, but Gacy was not going to turn babyface. He just is 100% heel written all over him, so we've opted for a bit of a feud. We then had the TBS Championship on the line, and it was about that had some good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd as Arisa Nakajima defeated Mercedes Vernado in 13:23 with the Bridging Dragon Suplex, giving her second defence of the belt. A 77, it's too early to take the belt off her, she's still putting on bangers. And despite this being the 4th time these two have tangled, it was such a good matchup, we never got any negative reaction for it. So 77, solid stuff. Nakajima retains. We then have a little hype video with our 40 figures from both shows. So TK's obviously just left us with Rampage and Dynamite's Mick Foley, Daria Bernato and Chris Jericho. No idea when either next sent there. But a 65 rated segment. They just basically talk about how over the next couple of months we'll see some tournaments back. We're going to see the Brody League Tag Team Memorial Cup as we head towards Full Gear. We're also going to see the Trios Championship tournament, or a tournament with trios anyway, to get a shot at, of course, the House of Black possibly down the line. And they say they basically want to see more men and women together, either interacting as tag team partners or against each other, to see if we can elevate the full divisions. So we will hopefully be seeing, before Full Gear, debuting of a mixed tag team championship. I tend to go with this one a lot. I think in my last AEW save I had it with Anna Jay and Sir Brody Lee at the time, before his passing, and as I say, he elevated Anna Jay to a whole new level. I've had Adam Cole help with Britt Baker, just plenty of stuff over the time, so hopefully we can go down that route again. We then had a bout that had superb wrestling and great heat. Been built up in the last couple of episodes of Dynamite. These two have been just going after hammer and tong. But basically, Darby Allin drew Eddie Kingston in 9:32 when the referee lost control of the match and stopped the match because of a sick bump that both men took. 78, this was a wild brawl as you would expect. 96 performance from Eddie Kingston and 90 from Darby Allin, but of course no real psychology here, so it takes a massive penalty for that of course elevated with their great chemistry. So hopefully that has helped down the line. But yeah, I just wanted a proper brutal match up here, and hopefully no injuries, but you can just basically here this was just a segment just to clarify. It was a powerbomb by Kingston, but we'll just say both of them went through the stage and it led to both of them getting stretchered out of the building because they're both crazy bastards, as demonstrated with about 90 million of Darby Allin's bumps and Eddie Kingston walking down to the ring drenched in blood with lots of gas. So 82 overall, but just wanted something mad there that we can continue this feud with. Just a wee bit disappointed, as I said, the lack of psychology, but really good to get these two on the show in a proper just mega brawl. We then have backstage Stokely Hathaway, who is of course the manager of Jade Cargill, just talks to Mercedes Varnado. I didn't have an angle in my angle pack where it says he kind of like offers his services, and she says she'll get back to him. It was either accept or decline, and I don't want to do the acceptance so far. So it's just Stokely saying, you know, look what we've been able to do with Jade Cargill. She's the champion, she'll be defending her belt tonight. You're a talented individual. Just think what I can do for you. So that's a 73 rated segment. Cool to see him in AEW as well. Made his debut last night. Then had a 8-man tag, the former tag team champions Private Party aligning with the Hardys as they took on Ring Camp. As I say, different spelling because we're in AEW. Don't want to completely steal the idea that I've had before. But good wrestling match, decent reaction from the crowd. And it is obviously the newly formed or reunited, however you look at it, Walter, Barthel, Thatcher and Gulak that win in 12-10 when Walter submitted Jeff with a rear naked choke. In terms of ring work, Walter was head and shoulders above the rest with an 88. So obviously he's a leader, and then you've got the next in command, and then just two really good guys that are really good at the graps. Obviously the thing with Thatcher is he had a really bad concussion in game, so we'll be interested to see how he overcomes that. But 81. Pretty solid stuff. Then have a promo from the women's champion as she hypes up her match with BB4. 87, she just says that Bianca has been an absolute pain the last couple of weeks. She just wants to have a successful title run and be the greatest woman ever, but she'll put Bianca in her place and she'll show that this Storm is still going to be reigning over AEW's women's division. Actually, pretty stellar from those two. Superb matchup. Jade Cargill defeated BB4 in 14:22 with the Jaded, giving her first defence of the belt. A solid 82. Both ladies win 82 in terms of in-ring performance. I was a bit worried because of the psychology. Jade is getting there. Obviously, she's still very green in game, but because of obviously the continuous mentorship of QT Marshall, her psychology stat is rocketed, where she can like nearly carry a match, which half the roster can't in this mod, so there's that. But good to see, and hopefully, as I say, we can give her good feuds going out of this. But a good starter there with Bianca. And this leads us to our main event of the evening. MJF is on his phone, he's talking to someone. But who is that someone? Obviously, if you watched our last episode at All Out, you saw that MJF and Adam Cole ready for a collision course. Here it is for the World Championship. And it still scores pretty respectively. I knew there would be a psychology issue, which I'm a bit worried because Adam Cole's got up to 81. So I thought he'd be able to carry it. But yeah, MJF is close, it's like 77 psychology. So hopefully a few more stats with that either side, we can have a very good matchup. But an exceptional matchup with MJF defeating Adam Cole in 1750 with a Swanton Bomb, following an interference from Richard Holiday. meaning ironically after obviously everything that's come out in the last week or so, might even have changed by the time this video goes live, but MJF finally wins a big one, and Arthur Ashe Stadium becomes your new AEW World Champion. 84, 85 from Cole, 93 from MJF. A lot of points lost because of the psychology penalty, but if that's what we're getting just now, just wait till these are like a wee bit more experienced. But there's more, because Richard Holiday obviously has a lot of a history with MJF, but previously on Dynamite, having a lot of issues with Kenny Omega has been not just Richard Holiday but the Zero X champion Sammy Guevara. So after the show, the trio stands tall over Adam Cole. Together, MJF, Sammy Guevara, Richard Holiday, some sort of next generation type stable. I know they were previously called Dynasty Holiday and MJF, but we'll think of what we can call them, and this trio stands tall to end the show. Overall, a 95, which I know you're thinking to yourself, how the hell did you do that? Remember, 100 opening segment, plus we had all the boosts at the start as well, so we fire a lot of money into it because money's not really an option now. But we increase our popularity in 56 regions, and I think considering that's still a lot of the roster missing, you think there's no Hangman, there was no Randy Orton, just to put two names in there. I don't even think Brian didn't even wrestle, so many people missing for that show. And was obviously, as I say, rotate as we head into the next episode in a few days' time. We'll quickly jump to the finished show because this might take a wee bit of time. But I think we're at a kind of crossroads where we've got the 100 rated show, which was good. The 100 rated match still evades us, but I'm hoping we can keep working with. We're kind of like going to be having the older guys put the younger guys over, but at the same time we need the psychology start to kind of not transfer over, because I don't think you lose it if you're older, but hoping that the younger ones, as I say, it gains so they can start carrying matches and we can have banger after banger going forward. But a lot of stuff that we can certainly put in the next show. Incredible show was a complete success, which is good to see, and ironically there's nothing really else that affects us, although Alan Stevens' next chapter will be in Impact yet again. Continue the contract of Deonna Purrazzo. She will now have an exclusive written deal with the roster, so that is done, and this is just a new gen, so they will go back to the development factory. A lot of these are extensions, apart from Kotero, who we're trying to steal from CMLL. Everyone else is either within the company already. Most of them, apart from Brittany Blake and obviously Luis Fernandez Gill, are all in the development factory. So Nelson Swick and Amina Lashley are the same kind of thing. They'll get a new contract shortly. Richard Holiday's a star in the making, says Dean Malenko. Pete Dunne is charismatic. We'll even use Pete Dunne, so we'll need to think of something for the Bruiserweight. Pay-per-view buy rate was 0 because we're on the AEW Plus network, and that gala does a 24.65 rating, which in total is 18.5 million viewers. And obviously we'll lose a bit of money because obviously it's the end of the month coming up, but you can see ticket sales way down because obviously we were in Arthur Ashe rather than somewhere massive. But broadcast revenue was up. Was actually broadcast revenue down. Quite worried. But as I say, we'll get our 5 million in from developmental, and there might be a few months we start running 2 big shows just to kind of give us more content and make more money. But we're 450 million probably at the end of this month, so we are in a very good position. As I say, because of the AEW Plus network, we don't really need to worry about money at all on this save now. It's all about fantasy booking our hearts out. So cheers for watching, it's much appreciated. Hope you enjoyed what you saw. As I say, we are right in straight with the anniversary show. Then I think it will probably be something in between the anniversary show and Full Gear. That'll be a last minute surprise because at this moment in time I don't know what it's going to be, but we'll see what happens. And then of course the 24-hour extravaganza, I'm not doing that again. It was a nice idea, but we'll put that in the archives, and we'll bring a new event in instead of that. And then of course winter is coming to end the year. So thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed what you saw, and as I say, if you want to enjoy more content from other bookers around the world, the best place I can advise is the Fantasy Bookers subreddit or the Grey Dog software forum. So cheers for watching, take it easy, hopefully I'll see you next week for the next episode. Bye bye.